Hey guys, special shout out to you really new people, about a dozen of you or so from Trucker Josh's live, Facebook Live earlier tonight. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun participating in that. But I just want to say hi to you guys, and since my phone has been behaving like a good phone lately, shoot, why not? So, bring you guys up to speed lately. My phone, so far I've only done one takers on my phone. My phone has been acting up and really only working when it wants to. I'll be home a week from tonight, at least I should be. I'm in Louisiana, headed to Georgia. I live in Southern California, so hopefully they get me home. I'm a trucker, by the way, just so y'all know. And what was I saying? I'm very ADD, by the way. I was medicated and didn't really have this problem. But to get my current trucking job that I have now, they wouldn't hire me unless I quit my medication. And I could have gone somewhere else, but this is the only company that gave me everything I want in trucking. So it was worth it. I quit a controlled substance medication, cold turkey. I do not recommend that. But, my phone. There we go. When I go home, I still owe like $120 on my current phone. I'm gonna go ahead and just pay that off and get a new phone. I'm a Samsung Galaxy guy. I've only had two phones. I was very late to the smartphone generation. I have an S6 right now. I had an S4 before that. So I'll probably stick to something. I've browsed a little bit to see what's available. I'm still not really sold. And the cool thing about living in a concrete jungle like Southern California, there's about 2 Verizon stores within 3 miles of my house. And I will definitely be sticking with Verizon, sticking to their unlimited plan. So yeah, so a little intro to my videos, or a little bit about myself, maybe how I met Josh if I remember to go there. I'm 27 years old, live in Southern California, Los Angeles area. I am in Orange County, which is Ducks country, but I said screw them, I'm going to be a Kings fan. And it was the season the Kings won their first cup, but it was early in the year. It was that fall. The NBA was on strike. At the time I was a huge basketball fan. Now I couldn't care less for the NBA. And I wanted a sport to watch. And I'd been to a few hockey games, didn't really care, and pretty much decided I'm going to be a Kings fan when the Kings sucked. They weren't even playing 500 hockey. Andy Murray was still the coach, and they had yet to acquire Mike Richards and Jeff Carter from Philadelphia that year. But when they made those changes in late November, early December, I can't remember which date, but that doesn't matter. The season turned around. They snuck into the playoffs as an 8 seed and went on to win the cup. And I was hooked. So that's that. So born and raised Southern California. One question that I got asked a lot at Josh's wedding. Because Josh, it's not a secret if you watched his videos for a while that he's a conservative. And so when I was at his wedding, probably about half a dozen people introduced themselves to me. Like, yeah, you're just from Southern California, right? Like, yeah, how you doing? Like, how you doing? I'm a deplorable. It's like, cool, let's get a beer and solve the world's problems. So am I. Like, so anyway, then they were confused. I had to give this story to a couple people. But basically, my parents raised me to think for myself and be open-minded and to consider the source. You put all that together, just with my thoughts and beliefs, that's how I lean that way. I do not want to make this channel about politics. I realize I kind of touched a gray area there. But that's how I've come to hold the beliefs that I have. And that's definitely part of mine and Josh's friendship. So, yeah, I graduated high school, tried college, decided I'd rather make money. At the time it was construction, worked a couple of construction gigs, mostly electrical, a little bit of plumbing, and quite a bit of just general stuff, some handyman work. Then I just realized I need a real job. And I I thought truck driving would be really cool. I've always been fascinated in large vehicles. When I was from about kindergarten through like 5th or 6th grade, I would have told you I wanted to be a garbage man. I mean, everyone wanted to be, an astronaut or a doctor. I wanted to be a garbage man. That was me in elementary school and kindergarten. So I went on YouTube one day and typed in the day in the life of a truck driver, and I found Josh and started following him. From him, I found Jade and John. And the day that I met Josh, I had no idea. I'd been watching his videos, and because his videos are a week behind, he was leaving for California. At the same time, I'm watching. I'd already watched his videos. I was watching Jade and John's. I'm laying on my bed, just as a couch potato, just being lazy, in front of my computer. Had a couple tabs open, and I'm scrolling on. I'm listening to Jade and John / watching them. And on another tab, I have Facebook open, and Josh on his public page checked in at one of the many beaches in the vicinity of where I live, and I commented. I'm like, shoot, that's like 10 minutes from my house. I go back to Jade and John, and like 2 seconds later, I get a notification on Facebook. So I go to Facebook, and it was Josh saying, "Come on down." I didn't coordinate anything else. We didn't coordinate where to meet or anything. I shut the computer down. It's like, Jade and John can wait. I've already told them this story, so it's okay. Set a record speed for me to go down the hallway and down the stairs at my house. Then I realized I've given Josh some crap on Twitter about being a Jets fan and me being a Kings fan. Run back upstairs. Put on an LA Kings shirt. So if you go back to watch Josh's video where he and I first met at the beach, it's called Sunburnt in Hollywood. This past summer, it was 2 years ago. So do the math. I don't remember what date. It was sometime June, July-ish, 2 years ago. The video is called Sunburnt in Hollywood. And I said record time down to the beach, and didn't even know where on the beach he was. And it's like, ooh, this could be bad. I tried to meet someone at the beach, don't know where they are. And thankfully, I found his motorcycle, and the first open parking spot at the beach was right next to his motorcycle. So I parked there, went out on the beach, hit him up on Twitter, and he told me where he was. Just told me when I see someone moving around in the sand that looks like a deformed human, something like that, he says it'll be him because of his pasty white Manitoban skin color. He'd be blending in with the sand is what he was getting at, and we hit it off. I don't know, I want to talk to him about it, but his mom told me that he had some good stuff to say about me after our meeting, and I don't know what that was. I want to know, or I could ask his mom what she remembers. And but anyway, I left there like completely starstruck because I'd already been watching his videos for about 1.5 years to that point. It's like, I met my YouTube idol, this is so cool. To like later, after I got over that hump and I started thinking about it, it's like, he's a really cool dude. Like, he's a really cool, like, and I was thinking, I'm like, if we were to run into each other somewhere in public, or we grew up, up the road from each other, we'd probably be friends. And the rest is history. We hung out one day, but 2 more times that trip out to California. Then last summer of 2016, he brought Britt. I was actually the only person in his wedding party to have met Britt, actually. That is something I didn't think about till I think Jade mentioned it. John or Jade, one of them, I don't remember. And it is like, oh my gosh. Like when we were reflecting on our time about how well we all got along as strangers, pretty much, because like I had met Josh and Britt. We had all met Josh. Yeah, we had all met Josh. I was the only one to have met Britt. And we're going to be living in his house and in his trailer on his property together I think we're all together for like a long weekend. I was there for a whole week. And it's like, we got along really well. We're actually getting together for spring break at Jade and John's super duper top secret beach location. Which I really can't wait. It'll be really cool to be together again. Don't know about Troy. I know I want Troy to be there. Troy, if you watch this, come to spring break. It will be good for you. No excuses. Okay. Yeah, I need to talk to Troy because yeah. I want to make sure that it's at all possible that he can be there, he can be there, and I'll help him out if he needs help in any way. Because he's part of the group. It would kind of suck to have part of the group be missing, is what that boils down to. So anyway, that's how Josh and I met. Welcome to my ADD, guys. I'm stoked on remembering this stuff. So I've kind of always been, I feel like, a cultural misfit for Southern California. I'm in the process of exploring options to move out. I'm from California, loud and proud, but my state is going a direction in a lot of ways that I am not proud of it anymore. So I'm considering options. The best one I have is Tennessee. I need to call my great aunt. It's who I'd be staying with as much as I'd be staying, as a trucker, and have another phone call or two with her. But I think that's probably what I'd do. Kind of feel the waters. I know I love being on my own. I moved out kind of, sort of temporarily, and everyone knew it was temporary at the beginning of it. And I went to Idaho for a few years, and a few years ago, it was supposed to be a few weeks, and it turned into a few months. I love Idaho. If Tennessee doesn't fall through, I might go back to Idaho. I would consider Idaho. The only problem with Idaho, there's no hockey team. That's what I like about Tennessee, is I'd be within an hour's drive of Nashville. So whenever the Kings come to town to play the Predators, that's when I'd be there. And I already got clothing that's the same color as the Predators. Speaking of my shirt, I just realized this is the same color shirt as my last video. Yesterday or the day before, I promise you it's a different shirt. This is from the high school I went to. And it's backwards. Well. And after I graduated, I worked there kind of, sort of, a little bit on the side. And I got a whole bunch I have like 55 of their shirts. I want to say, I counted their shirts. It's in the 50s. I think it's like 53, 54, 55, somewhere in that ballpark. So I wear a lot of I love Los Al. I went to Los Alamitos High School. I'll share that. So I was trying to think. I pretty much beat to my own drum, do my own thing. I don't want to make this about politics or anything, but when it comes to trucking and issues, I'm very direct. Like, I believe ELD right now is a big thing. Josh and I mostly agree on this, not all the way. But there's ELD is a good, on paper it's amazing, but there needs to be a couple, more or less loopholes. For example, when I was driving in my last company, Interstate Distributor, I was hauling a temperature-controlled freight. And I would show up at a customer with 6 hours left on my clock before I have to be done for the day. That customer would chew up all my hours, and I'm in South LA. I'm not going to spend the night in South LA. One, because there's no truck parking, and then two, I don't exactly feel safe there. I'll say it. And so I would say, screw that computer. It's not driving the truck. I am. And I would go and I'd tell the safety guy, yeah, your electronic log device, bleepity bleep bleep bleep, is it's not going to tell me when I have to shut down. I care about my life more than I care about this job. Deal with it. And I never got fired. No, there's too much of a need for people with CDLs. I'll take a meeting with a safety guy with one of these mega carriers. Unless I was screwing up all the time, they're not going to fire me. But for the once every so often thing, it's going to be a don't do it again. And I'll do it again because I value my life more than this job. And the reality is, what did they fire me for? Having a log issue? Cool. I got a CDL. There's a big enough of a need for me. I'll have a new job yesterday. Not a problem. I have a spick and span record for the 27 months I've had a CDL now. So, no, not quite 27. It's 26. Yeah, it was somewhere in that ballpark. A little over 2 years. Spick and span record, not even a parking ticket. I'll have a new job yesterday. So, not horribly concerned. Anyway, this is one of the longer videos I've done, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Usually my videos are not this long because I just do one takes. I try to keep them under 10 minutes. I realize one takes can be pretty boring. For you new guys, assuming you're still watching and I haven't lost you guys, when I go home in a week, I do plan on getting a computer and a camera and becoming more mainstreamed vlogger. Like I don't think every video will be. I'm not gonna, make it. How do I say? I don't know how to say it. All fluffy and beautiful like Josh, Jay and John, and Troy do. But I will put more time into editing things and making it like that. And with Josh now going local, and for those of you who haven't seen it, go on his YouTube page, scroll down. He went live tonight and said he's going local, which is cool that I can now talk about because I've known for a while. I've known for 5 or 6 days, I think. So now it's like I can talk about it, or a little bit. I don't have to be. That's the downside of having friends like him, Jade, John, and Troy. It's like you hear about things, but it's like you can't talk about it. It's like, and that's fine. I could do it. It's not an issue, but it's kind of like I just gotta watch myself. I gotta think a little bit. But anyway, with Josh going local now, I think the YouTube trucker fanville, they might need a new millennial truck driver to provide them with road footage. I'm just saying. And if it's gotta be me, I'll do it. I'll figure it out. Don't expect videos every day. But anyway, that's all a little bit about me. I'm pretty open about things. You want to know my opinions about whatever, ask, comment, whatever. I've also said too, and I want this to stay true, part of the reason I don't edit videos is I want to, answer and, I want to be able to interact with you guys that do watch. So whether that be in the comments or when I get around to it, putting out my Instagram and whatever else, that'll be, ways we can interact. Instagram, I update every day, especially my story, just where I am, a little bit, usually just be road footage with some music in the background, nothing special. Snapchat, I'm still getting the hang of. I actually, earlier today, screwed up on a snap and filmed it in it in the main thing where you then pick, your story, our story, or friends. So it's like, okay, well, no big deal. So I filmed my snap. I hit Josh, because I was talking to Josh. We were talking about ELDs, electronic logs. Colleen, Moses' wife, was right underneath him for whatever reason. And I accidentally hit her too. So she got a bunch of snaps that weren't meant for her. But no big deal. I just look like an idiot, which is totally cool because if you don't have screws loose, you are not a fun person. Sorry, you're not as fun as those of us who have screws loose and will admit it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good night. I will talk to you guys later. As long as my phone behaves, we'll get a video every couple of days. But I'm currently in Louisiana, headed to Georgia, and then home to Southern California. Southern California, my bad. And, take care, guys. Bye.